J. Cole and the cat to your faces with your back to the pavement. But you never knowing how nasty it takes to catch you a case and get the max because they had a rap with a statement. Now imagine a nation that never had to battle inflation. A black government that's actually gracious. And black kids learning at faster paces. Educated by teachers who have the patience to make sure they see your graduation. No imagination. After students master the basics of science, they learn how to apply it. Picture living with no pork in your diet, cholesterol levels are down. Picture living with no devils around. The cost rock the whole world. I'd be awestruck, practically gazing at the greatest civilization. But first, can you imagine a nation? Imagine a nation. With no Africans hating the blackest of faces. With nobody that's black as a racist. Y'all sadly mistaken. If y'all think George W. faking, you understand you, but can you imagine a nation? Imagine a land where you can buy things without having the mark of the beast on the back of your hand. Blasphemy banned, and real government strategies planned to make sure nobody sells crack in the land. Nobody with a gat in their hand unless they defended the country. Picture a nation with nobody hungry. Imagine if we spend our money properly. 400 billion, we can have our own monopolies. No need for drugs and robberies. Fulfill the prophecies of ancient Hebrews. Imagine if we had our cake and we could eat too. Imagine a nation where every citizen would treat you like you can. Every stranger is a friend, righteous black women and men. And leaders that didn't teach you to sin. Imagine a nation where nobody hates you because of your skin. If everybody had a God within, there'd be no niggas and bitches. Picture a nation where it doesn't matter who's the richest. Imagine a nation where sickness ain't created by government sciences. And you can speak without the feds trying to silence it. Imagine us at our best. Picture a nation of Nubians with none of us impressed. Can you imagine a nation with no Africans hating the blackest of faces? With nobody that's black as a racist. Y'all sadly mistaken. If y'all think George W. faking, you understand you, but can you imagine a nation? Imagine a block where you can stand on the corner and never get shot. Cause ain't nobody packing Glocks or slinging rocks to coke fiends. Cause they all in college trying to know things. So the temples getting their full swing. Imagine more dreams being fulfilled. People pay their bills and no slaves selling cause that was hell and we know how it fails. Picture a nation where we all know how to kill, but only do it to protect us. Imagine if every nation respect us. Picture a land where nobody dresses like Europeans and the media don't filter what you're seeing. Imagine being in a land that ain't evil as this, where me and my people are rich and nobody's paying the gods that don't even exist. And if one of my people is sick, they get free health care. Nobody on welfare. Can you imagine seeing yourself there forever green, possessing everything you ever dreamed? A nation where you never been to be equal. There's other individuals where life is spiritual and demons can't blind you with their rituals. It's critical for us to stop trying to be killed. So let's stop imagining things and make this nation real. Can you imagine a nation? Huh? How big is your imagination? This is real. Right. It's our right to have this. Those reach out and take it. Woo. What it is, people. Those bars there are from none other than Chicago's finest, Lunatic the Messiah. It's the THEMOSHOW Chicago, and we are back on this LIVE. Ooh, we got to lose those today. Okay. Yeah, I had to have my cheaters on. I ended up losing my transitional glasses, so I got to go get some more. Lost them. Anybody knows what it's like to lose transitional glasses and then have to use some cheaters? Crazy, right? And if this is your first time watching the THEMOSHOW Chicago, I ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. But before we get started with today's conversation, I want to say thank you all in advance for watching this LIVE, because you could have been doing something else. That's 100, right? Okay. Gonna give it a little music here. Yeah, you all. I just wanted to quickly drop this live on you all. I used to do a lot of lives. And I think that, you know, if I do a lot of more lives, maybe my subscribers will go up. I used to do a lot of lives, but life happened. Life got in the way, but BACK. In fact, about it, I was doing a live one day,
on Jesus, extraterrestrials, and that live went to a whole nother page, a page that I didn't even create. And come to find out that it was that live when YouTube just gave me another page. And that's where you get more powers from. Why? I don't know. But if I had to take a good guess, and after investigating, it was like they're trying to split my content up. You know, some is, Mo Show Chicago. You find something, anything over there. But if you go over to Mo Powers, MOPOWERZ, you will find more solid educational information and historical information. However, and if you haven't been over there, you need to go over there. That's the however, okay? But I tell you, this rap thing is getting crazy, which is actually moving me on into one of the topics that I wanted to talk to you all about on this live. And that is about a young man by the name of Quartavius Menden. Who is he? Quartavius Menden is an 18-year-old young black man who now sits in a Georgia jail for threatening a Georgia sheriff and his wife for the releasement, or because they didn't release Young Thug, obviously a YSL supporter to the fullest. But we're going to show you a picture of this dumbass guy who's following this rapper. And as I told you in a prior video, stop following these dumbass rappers. We're going to see if we can find a picture of this young dumbass black man who chose to follow YSL and Young Thug. Put his life on the line. We're going to get to this here. He put his life on the line. Not for the police killing his mother. Not for somebody raping his sister. No, not for that. This here. That there is Quartavius Menden. Okay. 18 years old. Just threw his whole life away. Over who? Over what? They say that they found these threats against the Georgia sheriff and his wife on Instagram. They say that they found their information on Instagram. Look at that. Dumbass. For who? Young Thug. I wonder if Young Thug even know the young man. He just threw his whole life away. Would you do that for a rapper? Would you do that for a rapper who faces 56 counts of RICO charges? Is this a distraction? Is it real? I mean, like, who does that? Who does that? What fool does that? I don't understand that. Do you? Because I don't. I just don't understand that. He throws his life away for a rapper who ordered hits on people, who were caught with tons of guns, tons of weed, indicated on phone calls, founder of a YS gang, Young Slime Life. Would you threaten the police for your grandmother? Would you threaten the police for killing your daddy? Would you threaten the police for killing your child? This is going too far. In fact, this is what the demonic music does. Okay, has anybody listened to Young Thug's music? I mean, it's sad enough that he already portrays himself to be, you know, stop following these dumbass rappers. Because if you don't, you're going to end up like Quartavius Menden. Sad. Not only do you have that going on in the world, you have all of these mass shootings that's taking place. In fact about it, according to the reports, they say that, what? Over 33 mass shootings has taken place since the Uvalde shooting in Texas. And before I get off into this subject here, I want to swing back because I left something out in regards to Young Thug. Kevin Liles, the CEO of 300 Entertainment, is willing to put up all of his wealth, his home, everything he's ever had and has gained in life for the bond of Young Thug. Now, the prosecutor said that it could possibly take $1 million, cost $1 million to have him on bond under security for 24 hours. Kevin Liles and Young Thug say that they can make that happen. But is this every day? I mean, like, come on. Like, now that would be a great speedy trial. But look at the cost of it. But what do? Kevin Liles says that he's like a son to him. And he's willing to sacrifice all that he has for this artist, just as rapper, because he's a rapper. He's not an artist. He's a rapper. And I say that he's a rapper and not an artist because of the music that he makes. That's the difference. But anyway, yeah. And Kevin Liles say that he's willing to do that. He's willing to put up all that he has, crying to the courts for Young Thug. Crazy. But moving back along to those 33 shootings that has taken place across America within the past 2 weeks. Now, according to the definition of a mass shooting, they say that it's anything that's more than 4 people shot at a time. Look at what happened in Philly. You know, it's sad. And even though this story here is not a part of the mass shooting, but it is a part of a shooting. And I tell you, now, this story, I don't know why it didn't get much attention. Maybe because the white police shot and killed the crazy white man. Shootings have gone outrageous through the roof. No one is safe. No one here is safe at all. Not even a spouse of who knows how many years. Yeah. In fact about it, I was doing a video the other day and I was telling you the story about the shooting that took place in Florida. And it's about that crazy white man. And I'm going to show you that right now. Nowhere is safe. But as I, wonder, why didn't this get much attention? So this is what we're going to do, people. I'm going to play it a little, then stop it a little, but you'll get the information here.
All occurred about 6:07 p.m. when we received a 911 call from a lady who said she was the wife of Michael Lohman, who's a 56-year-old white male. She said Michael Lohman was threatening to kill himself and threatening to kill all the deputies. Our deputies immediately raced to the scene. When we arrived, there were neighbors out in the community. Our 911 operator clearly indicated to the deputies that now one of our victims, the wife of the suspect, was outside. Deputies found her hiding behind a black pickup truck. So they moved her to safety behind a large tree. Now, why is all this important? Because she told our 911 operator he has been outside shooting, and he shot in the house, and he just came back into the house saying that he needed to reload because he was going to kill her and all of the deputies when they arrived. So once they hid her behind a very large oak tree, the deputies took up tactical positions. Michael came out of the house with his long gun, his rifle in hand. And when he did that, we shot him a lot. And that was the end of the gunfight.
Crazy. Has anybody heard that story? This just took place the other day. That's why I was bringing it to you the other day in a story in reference to the two Michaels. The Michael, the guy that took place, that shot up the doctor's office over there, the hospital in Tulsa. And he shot up that hospital to get that doctor, you see. And why did he target that doctor? Because he had back surgery done by that doctor. Back pain, back pain, back pain. Couldn't get a phone call back. Huh? He even had a follow-up. Still, he's having pain. I don't know if they didn't give him enough medication, or because of this opioid crisis and fentanyl crisis, the drug crisis, But needless to say, it's not safe. Even if you're a doctor, and if you are one, you better make sure that you do a great job, because you jeopardize your life, the life of your nurse, your staff, everybody. And not to return a phone call after you have performed some major surgery on someone, I think that should be a crime. And you wonder why people go bozo. In fact about it, how do you think? No. Now, there was a better way to handle that, Michael Lewis, like Michael Lohman. You see how the two, Michael and Michael, as I stated, both of them have a last name that contain 5 letters. And they both starts with L. Interesting. What's the difference? They both went loco. No difference. But that was the reason why that man in Florida did that. And there was a reason why this didn't get publicized. He said we shot him alive. Shootings. In fact about it, all of those sheriffs had what? 4 AR-15 rifles. Yeah, it was over with for them. Shootings. People going crazy everywhere. 33 mass shootings across America. How do we control that? What's the solution? Who's the problem of it all? Who causes these problems is the question that you should be asking yourself. In fact, if you watch a prior video, I already gave you the answer to that. Okay? And next up on the list, who do we have? We have none other than, what's his name? Allen. The monster, Mr. Allen. That's his name. Who shot and killed the 8-year boy whose name is Quarius Dunham, 8 years old, from New Hampshire, on vacation with his family in South Carolina. Vacationing. And what did the monster Allen do? I'm going to show you the guy. This guy right here. This guy right here. That guy right there. Shoots the kid. And why does he shoot the kid? Another crazy white man. He shot the kid because he was shooting at random cars as they passed his house. And this is the photo that you see in the thumbnail. 8 years old, wasn't bothering anybody or anything. According to the reports, the monster Allen, okay, the monster Allen, the domestic terrorist Allen, because as it has been publicized, white men are the number one domestic terrorists here in America. Those are just two of the latest examples within the last 24 to 48 hours. There are many more, but those are just two of them. Shooting at the cars, shot at 3 cars. And just so happens, this car happens to be a black family. No one else was injured in the other 2 cars. Quarius Dunham, dad was shot in the leg, but the little black boy was shot in the neck. Died the day after he got to the hospital. And according to the reports, the cops know who this guy is. Who's that out there? Let me grab these cheaters. Eric Johnson, 94. It's cold-blooded out here. 100. And by the way, thank you for watching the show, man. I appreciate that. You could have been doing something else. Gratitude. Yeah, it's cold-blooded out here. And he goes to court. The police knows who he is. The police knows who he is and says that, oh, yeah, he's a very dangerous man. So if he's a very dangerous man, why haven't you all taken him off the street? If he's a very dangerous man. According to the report, he even told the judge that sometime he would steal from the store just to see if there's law and order. Now, are they going to blame this on mental illness? Are they going to do that? And if so, that means that Quartavius Menden, the 18-year-old black teenager who threatened the sheriff and his wife on Instagram for Young Thug, should he too plead insanity? Should he too say that he has a mental problem? Because if you really do something like that kid did, you have a mental problem. What's that? People need to stop being scared when they know who the suspects are in these shootings. They need to say something. That's 100, but they don't. And when something happens to one of yours, would you want someone to say something? Would you want someone to speak out? Have enough nuts, guts, whatever, to say something? But no, we don't. There's no snitching. What did those YSL gang members say? If we snitch, Young Thug gonna kill us. That's the code on the streets. No snitching. Even if you kill my mama, there's no snitching. Man, please. What's that, family? He needs to go to jail. It's crazy how all these people be taking the most gangster stuff, but when they get caught by the police, they be crying like bitches. Yeah, and that's exactly what Young Thug is doing right now, crying like a bitch. His attorney makes a statement that he's isolated in a room. He didn't say a cell. He said a room that only has a bed and a toilet and only has a light above, the bed, and it stays on 24 hours. That's what happens when you go to jail. Come on. It's not like Young Thug didn't know that. That's what happens when you go to jail. Why you crying? You got all of these black men across America that's in that condition. And many have done it for 20, 30, 40 years. Huh? Was anybody crying for all of those Black Panthers that was locked up for years and years and years and years? Huh? For the salvation of black people? Weren't they living under the same conditions? In fact, about it, many of them were living in solitary confinement for 20 years or more. And this guy just got arrested a month ago. And you're going to tell me about terrible conditions? Hey, why don't you tell your cousin, everybody's got one of those, little pookies in the family, they like to cut off people's TVs. Yeah, go tell little Pookie that's over there in the county on 26th of California about bad conditions. Why don't you tell those young black men that's in North Carolina, that's in California, that's on Rikers Island, that's in Stateville, that's in Pontiac, that's in Menard about bad conditions? He in the same condition because that's where he put himself. You don't see them crying about their condition. Anytime somebody is willing to put their house, their whole livelihood up for a person like Young Thug, Lyles is crazy too. Yes, Kevin Lyles is crazy too. Kevin Lyles is crazy too, just like Quartavius Menden, the 18-year-old teenager who threatened the sheriff and his wife for not releasing Young Thug. Serious? Now let me ask you something. Getting back to the shooting that took place in South Carolina. What do you say about that? Is this guy going to plead insane? But yet, law enforcement knew that he was a threat to the public. And they didn't get him off the street. And he is shooting guns in the public. Now, had he not shot anybody, but just shot at the cars, would they have arrested him? I guarantee you, if it was me who was shooting at some cars or just walking down the street with a gun, I'm going to have so many police around me and possibly be dead before they even ask questions, right? Shoot first, ask questions later. In fact about it, that's what these young black men do in the streets. committing genocide. Shoot first, ask questions later. The same MO of the very same people whom you say kill you. But you have the same MO. Shoot first, ask questions later. Hey, that's why Trouble, the artist Trouble, that's why he's dead right now. Because the guy, what was his name? Jermichael Jones, 33 years old, kicked open the door and cut off his TV. Didn't ask him any questions, just kicked the door in and cut off his TV. And now you have people wanting to question him. It's sad out here. People like that should be taken off the street. Now, if you are a black man with a voice, or just have an ounce of nuts to speak truth, they will neutralize your ass if they want to. So, in essence, your words and your thoughts are equal to the actions of a gun. Think about that. That's how they look at it. But they can say anything, and it can just be, oh, you know, it didn't mean that, you know. But when it comes to you, oh, it means exactly what you said. What's that? Tell those prisoners in Rikers Island about bad conditions. They sleeping on cardboard boxes and using black trash bags as pillows. Kevin was crying for his investment, sucker. 100. You hit that right on the head. You hit that right on the head, EJ, Eric Johnson. That's 100. Now that, if you're willing to lose that, no. Do you think that even if he would have gave all that up, you know, like he wouldn't be responsible, he wouldn't go to prison for Young Thug, but he'll lose everything he has? I just wonder, like the prosecutor and the judge wonder, if he's willing to do all of that, what else would he be willing to do? The question that they should be asking themselves, what are many more possibly willing to do for Young Thug and Gunna? Damn. You serious? Wow. That's what that do? That's what that do? Hey, let's blame MK Ultra on Quartavius Menden. Yeah, let's blame MK Ultra on that. Let's blame, you know, insanity on that. I wonder what the plea is going to be for that monster Allen. I want to show you his photo here without the kid and the words that's covering his face. You know, it looked like he had a smirk on his face, like it was like funny. Look at him. He looked like a crazy dude. Look at him. He looked like a cuckoo man. He looks like a cuckoo man. Look at him. Yeah. That's the monster who took this kid's life. Look at this kid. Look at this kid here. Look at him. Life taking. By a crazy white man who was out there shooting cars that passed his house. What has this society come to? What has this society come to? It's real bad when you got devils that's running the whole show. Expect more chaos. Expect more chaos. Get prepared. Because if you don't get prepared, you might not make it. But needless to say, I'm going to kill this live right now, you all. I want to thank everybody out there in the chat room. What did you say, Brother Johnson? It's plenty more to replace Jeffrey. It is. And you know what? There should not be many more to replace Jeffrey with the music that he made, produced. The same as with Trouble. The same as with all of these demonic rappers that's misleading the youth. I'm going to tell you something. The music industry is misleading the youth. The church is misleading the youth. The mosque is misleading the youth. The synagogues are misleading the youth. Yeah. Even government mislead the youth. Think about that. And if the youth are misled, that means the adults, 9 times out of 10, are misled unless, you are awake. What's that? Because everybody not slow. Everybody not dumb. They say the 85 is the what? Bloodsuckers of the poor, right? Excuse me. That are blind, deaf, and dumb. The 10% are the bloodsuckers of the poor, and the 5% are the poor righteous teachers. So only 5% of us, have some wisdom, some knowledge, something that we always giving away free, and we don't get nothing for it. Sad, but that's what you do. What happened here, brother? Cold-blooded white supremacists. We're in a white supremacist society. We're in a white supremacist society. And as long as we are in a white supremacist society, all black people should expect to be insulted. Yeah, they should expect that. Slavery never ended. It was only upgraded. It was only upgraded to appear that there was no slavery. But today, everybody's slaves. Everybody is an economic slave or sucker for the system. For real. I mean, like today, they don't want you to go nowhere. They don't. Anybody besides myself, they found me dead at the pump because I've been getting nailed, killed, annihilated. Most places, $6, $7. Chicago here, $6 for a gallon. California, going north, Northern California, what is it called? Big Gulf, California, $10 for a gallon of gas. $10 for a gallon of gas. Do you want to drive or do you want to eat? Do you want to drive? Do you want to eat? Do you want to drive, pay your cable bill, drive, pay your light bill? I'm just saying. And they say that we're not headed for self-destruction. And they say that we're not headed for self-destruction. What's that, brother? Stay strapped, stay safe. Hey, you got to stay strapped. You got to stay strapped. Just be careful with that which you do with the strap. Remember, life is valuable. But I find that many black people don't find your life to be valuable, just as that monster, Allen. Yeah, the guy's last name is Allen, that took the life of that young black man. Of the young black man. And that's sad. Of the young black man. Wow, did you hear that, you all? Unbelievable. What's this here? They talk about gun control, but don't talk about the crazy people out here going up in schools, killing kids. They don't talk about these people, these terrorist attacks. Well, they can't pretty much deny anything anymore, seeing that over 33, according to the reports on which I've read, and I've read a few of them, all equals up to 33 mass shootings that took place within the last 2 weeks since that Uvalde shooting in Texas. It's just the summer hasn't even hit yet, according to, the real summer. What is it, June 21st? Something like that. Summer has not even hit yet. Spring is still hanging around. And with spring, as they say, with water comes, flowers bloom in spring. Well, summer comes. This spring has brought 33 mass shootings. So imagine what is going to happen for the summer. It's going to be eruptions everywhere with mass shootings. You have to stay safe, stay strapped. You can't stay at home. You can't live in jail, but you got to be careful. And don't put yourself in positions that could possibly get your TV cut off. Straight up. Words bond. It's your brother, THEMOSHOW Chicago, where knowledge is power. What's that, brother? 410 to 8th. Athens go up. Yeah, Athens. Yeah. Athens. Oh, yeah. Everything's going to go up. Yes, Athens did go up. In flames. In flames. And this is going to go up in flames too if the devils don't get it right. They are social engineering us for mass destruction. Don't end up like, the main domestic terrorists. Don't end up like that. In fact about it, what did Prince say? We're not going to let the elevators break us down. Let's go crazy. Don't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Remember, knowledge is power. It is your third eye that makes you shine like jewelry. If you haven't done so already, press the subscribe button below. View the videos. Hit the notification bell so that you can get all of the new videos that I upload. And by all means, don't give up on your dreams. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. It's been a ball.